Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of No Shortcuts. My name is K.Short, and welcome to the relaunch of my channel with this new series where I'm taking you all along on a journey of entrepreneurship. As you all know and have been on this channel, I have been using this channel as a place to play and to experiment and to practice. And so this is just another one of those things. The whole inspiration behind No Shortcuts was just talking about using it as an example and a way to experiment from people that I get the chance to learn from. So, from a lack of a better words, I guess the best thing you could call me is a knowledge broker. What that looks like is someone who accumulates knowledge and shares it with other people. And as you all know and have seen in some of my content, I'm a very curious person and I love learning. And someone who is an educator, I love to connect dots and see how we can live our best lives. And so I think the biggest thing for me is putting things into practice and integrating. And that's the one thing that I've noticed and observed for myself and for other people. That integration is the hardest part of learning. You know, we're in the age of information, but we are starving, desperate, and thirsty for wisdom. And wisdom doesn't come without experience. And so I wanted to use this new series called No Shortcuts to teach you all about what I'm learning along the way 10 years later after starting my channel. And wanting to say, like, hey, this is how I've changed. This is how I've grown. This is what I've been learning. This is what I want to share with you. This is what I've done. But also, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still growing and I'm still changing. And this is how I'm doing it. And I'm doing that by documenting the process. Eventually, you'll see that I'll be documenting the process of more day in the life vlogging and things of that sort. But um, this right now, this current endeavor of entrepreneurship takes place a lot of times at my laptop. And I'm so grateful for that and being human today, where the work that we get to do could be done from anywhere. And so I am finding myself and okay with it sitting at my laptop a little bit longer than what I'm used to, because fortunately and unfortunately, that's been a lot of my childhood anyways. So that's why I was like, look, if there's going to be any time for me to pursue entrepreneurship, it's going to be now, where while I'm still young and have time, energy, and effort to and have the body to sit down for long periods of time. Of course, we have integrated standing desks and moving little skateboards to make sure that our bodies are not fully stagnant. But more than anything, again, I just want to document the journey of, like, oh, this is where you started, and this is what I would share along the way for those who want to pursue entrepreneurship also. One moment. Because as you all know me, I am very big on wanting to teach others. And the best way I can teach others is by showing and sharing what I'm doing in the moment. It's really hard watching a lot of guests when they've already achieved success and whatever that means for them after the $1 billion, after the headquarters, after all the followers. I'm like, but what happened along the way? And so this is where I come in and I get to share with you what's happening along the way. So, update, this is video number 2 of pursuing entrepreneurship. We are officially launched our first service into the internet ether. It is called Reel Shortkuts. And basically, as you all know, I've been interviewing people for the past decade. And so I was like, you know what? I can meet people where they're at right now. I could provide a service right now based off of what I'm already doing. And so I launched a new show on my other YouTube channel, my new YouTube channel called Connecting the Dots. And so I was like, I'm already interviewing guests. How can I make this into a service? And as you may or may not know, because I've been creating content for so long, and like content is a part of the new game, social media, you know, in terms of business. Like, it's, if you're a business and you don't have social media, it's quite like, do I even trust you? Are you even a real person? Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And so for me, I'm like, as someone who uses social media to decide if I'm going to purchase someone's products, I was like, I would love to hear more of their stories. Like the other day, I wanted to go to this coffee shop and they just opened up maybe like less than a month ago. I went on their social media and I'm like, there's not a single picture of the owner. I don't know who this is. I don't know if I want to support them. I don't know if we feel aligned, if our values are aligned or not. And so I was like, if this is something that I'm looking for as a customer, I was like, I can imagine I mean, maybe it's just me, but I was like, I can imagine other people. And I believe that other people are wanting to be more intentional with their dollars. And so I was like, how can I help them? And so I think what I want to document right now is that just know that we can help people with what we know based off of our experience and skills right now. And I think for me, naturally, I like being super strategic and thinking of something new. But let's be real. There is nothing new under the sun. There's nothing that hasn't already been created, that hasn't already been delivered, that hasn't already been a service. But the only difference is that it's coming from you. It's coming from you as a person with your experiences, your knowledge, your wisdom, your perspective, your vessel, your container, your personality, and no one can do it like you. You can't, even if you wanted to replicate you, you couldn't. There's so many little instances and events that had happened to you that gives you the perspective that you have today. And so I was like, what can I do right now? And I was like, I've been interviewing people. I can do this all day. And so it made sense to me. I was like, I can literally do this all day. And I enjoy it. And if I get to create some content for them too, and make money off of it and know my worth and know my value, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And that's the practice. I think putting out the first service, of course, there's feelings of like, what do I charge for this? And so thankfully, I'm in a season right now. And so this is what I want to document. I'm in a season right now where I'm shifting my money mindset. I'm shifting my BS, aka my belief systems, and also my bullshit stories about money. Being first gen, we have money stories that come with us across the waters, through borders, all these things, right? And so they say that business is spiritual. And so, as you may or may not know, my last position when I was working for a church, I was on staff. And so I've delved deeper into my faith. And so it just kind of all mixes together. I'm in this very transformational stage of working through old beliefs, infusing new faith and foundation with Jesus and with and just having faith in general, while also pursuing entrepreneurship through still being an educator and an entertainer to some extent as in hosting. So I'm like, just the three of those things coming to combined in this moment um, is surreal, but also makes so much sense, And so it's crazy thinking about it now. It's like if I tried to pursue entrepreneurship back then, even 4 years ago when I bought my first course, I just wasn't ready for it. And, now that I've put my first service out, really intentional, like first service. Hold on, that's my breakfast. Yeah, putting out my first service. Yeah, is it a little scary? Yeah, is putting yourself out there a little scary? Yeah, 1,000%. But I was like, I've been putting myself out here for people to judge and criticize. I was like, what can mere humans do to me? Is really what I'm thinking about. And so, yeah, just wanting to document that. It's just perfect the perfect storm in the best way possible. The perfect storm, more so in my spirit, of this undoing and this unraveling and this unbounding and this uncovering of who I truly am, and wanting to become more of myself. And so, a part of the belief system that I'm working through right now in terms of money is like, I have to realize that the desires and the wants that I have are not because of me. It's spirit, it's God wanting to work through me, and that me settling is only pissing it's only pissing him off even more and pissing myself off, so it's like the way I'm reprogramming myself is through the mindset of like, is that I didn't even ask to be here. I didn't even ask to be breathing the air in my lungs and having the beat in my heartbeat in my chest. And so it's just God wanting to just see more of himself through me. It's the same way he's doing it with the trees and the grass and the sun and the animals. And it's like, why would he think any less of me if he feels that way about the trees, the sun, and the animals? And so I'm just having to really step back and surrender and just be like, look, whatever you want, God, like, let's do it. Because if it was up to me, I would just be a barista for the rest of my life. But he wants to see more through me. And so that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go jump all in. I got nothing to lose. I got some time here for as long as he wants to keep me here. So I might as well just listen to him and be obedient. So that's where I'm at. I'm just being obedient. And I don't say just, I say just very loosely because it's not easy. Um, I'm still so new in practice to it. And even though it's not easy, I can tell you I have so much more peace that everything is happening in perfect timing. And so, again, if I did this 4 years ago, if I became a talk show host 10 years ago, it was not the right time. And so, I just want to encourage all of you to know that everything is in perfect timing, whether you believe it or not. And that what swells up inside of us will see itself through, whether it's going to be through you or it's going to be through somebody else. It will be seen all the way through. And so you can either fight it or you can flow with it, and I'm deciding to flow with it. So today is day one of launching my service, and I'm super proud of it. All of the things that I've been doing for the past decade, it took me about a month, maybe a little bit less, to get it together. And then, of course, towards the end, me being me, I'm like, it's not perfect. So I was tweaking and redoing some things because I changed the name of it towards the last leg. It's very like me and my personality, but we finally launched it. And so now my next steps of what I'm going to do is I'm going to start prospecting. I'm going to start getting my business cards, which I get to go pick up from my mailbox right now. I'm going to start passing them out. I'm going to start going to networking events. I'm going to start putting myself out there, and showing up and showing out, and just really taking on the perspective that the world is waiting for me. The world has been waiting for me. And so that just feels so much more empowering than the world's trying to shut me out and shut me down. That's not the BS that I'm going to adopt. I am adopting that the world is waiting for me. And all I have to do is believe in myself. And I think I'm going to be quite surprised as to what God has, not only on the other side of this, but throughout the journey of this. And so today's day one. And I'm excited. I'm excited. Not only day one for my first service, it's also day one in starting to create my course for folks who struggle with daily digital decluttering, but also with validation and worthiness and enoughness with social media. This is something that's new within the past less than 12 hours. And so that's truly what God wants to see through me, because this thing, this is a whole other thing. It's tiny, I know, but this thing has taken so much from us. And I am here to make sure that we are in control of it, not it being in control of us. But more of that in the next video. This next month is going to be focused on putting out this service called Reel Shortkuts. So if you're interested in it, go check it out. If you know people, business owners, coaches, creators, consultants, community leaders that need help telling their story, please let them know that I've been doing it for 10 years on this YouTube channel, and that I've only gotten better since then. So please send it to them, if you would like to support me in my journey. But also just check it out. I'm really proud of it, and I'm really excited to get this service out to the world. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you just want to follow more of my journey more closely, you can follow me at K.Short, and subscribe if you like. If not, that's okay too. I'd rather you all be living out in the world anyways. All right, be well.